everybody, and welcome to today's vlog. Today's vlog is super exciting because we are testing budget poles that cost £5 each against really expensive poles that before the sale were £120, even though we did get them a lot less in the Go Outdoors Country sale. So we are just going now to the moors to be able to try them out for the first time. Hey! We are now on the moors, and as you can tell, it's really misty. William's up front with his poles, obviously, because he's the child. He has the really expensive ones. Now, we've just been to Go Outdoors because there was a 60% sale on. These weren't quite 60%, and I think they were starting price about 120, 130. But William got them for £69. Now, we do a lot of walking, so even though it is £69, hopefully it is money well spent. So yours are called what? Black Diamond? So Williams are called Black Diamond. I'll go through the specifications in a minute. They seem to be really lightweight. They've got the little jabbers on the bottom as well, so that you can camp with them, because a lot of tents are pitched for hikers that do use poles as well. Whereas these ones, mine, that I've just purchased, they are Euro Hike Expedition anti-shock poles. They've got a lovely little compass on the top. Again, I'll go through all the specifications later. And these were £5 each in the sale, which I think is an absolute bargain. Now, why I think these are good is that they've got telescopic things in them. Again, when we stop, I'll go through them a little bit further because I've got to be able to cut the things off to be able to use them properly. But I'm 6 foot tall, so I find it really difficult finding anything to fit, and I mean anything. So the fact that these are telescopic is an absolute winner for me, because I need them as tall as they'll go. So I will take the tops off them now, and we'll see you at the shack. So we're about 2 miles in, and it's really misty. But if you think it's misty on the tracks, look at it out at the lake. You can barely see your hand in front of your face. Anyway, 2 miles of pole work. My first impressions are you have to have quite good coordination. So if your legs naturally work in sequence when you walk, you might not struggle with poles. But if you're like me, which is a bit of a giant buffoon, and you're not quite sure where your legs go when you walk, it can be quite tricky, because now I've not got to coordinate 2 things, I've got to coordinate 4. Using the poles to their full effect. Now he's got to get back across. That's good, that is. That's good balance. There's no way I could do that. We almost need some music like Dirty Dancing. Awesome. Woo! Another good use for poles, bridge work. Again, you need to be able to coordinate your legs and your poles though at the same time. I just seem to be taking mine for a walk. So we're a few miles in now. The poles are doing really well. I can totally feel it on my bingo wings, you know, working my arms and my legs at the same time. I can feel it. Even if you don't want to walk with poles for walking's sake, I would definitely say to use them to give your upper body an exercise at the same time. So William, with his very expensive poles, has just found the geocache box, of which I'm possibly the last person. I did write in it on the 17th of December when I did my W5557 vlog. And just to show you the moors, I know that this isn't about World War II, but this is the exact moors that the planes had to had to come into land over, coming from over there, which is the flight plan over there, and then the runway is over there. So usually in the middle of the morning, in the early hours of the morning when they were returning from their bombing raids, the first 500 feet from the moors up was usually big thick patches of fog like this, which is not nice. Anyway, back to poles. So I'm finding these poles really good now. It took a while to get used to them and walking with them, and the other thing I've noticed is that one of mine is longer than the other. If I put them equal at the bottom there and then run up to the top, there's about an inch difference. Now at first that was just slightly irritating, but now I've done a couple of miles, you can really tell that there's a massive difference. So when we stop to do our pot noodles, I am going to have to try and address that to be able to try and make it the exact same height, because it's really uncomfortable after a while going down on one when the other one's of a higher height. So I'm going to bring the other one up to make it the same. Other than that, I'm really enjoying them. The one thing that I haven't done as well, which I'll have to do when we stop, is it's got these little nubbins on the bottom here, and they need to be on the bottom there where the twist is, and I haven't done that yet, so they're kind of rattling against my hands, which again after a while is getting a bit irritating. But other than that, it's really good. I'm really enjoying them. So William has said his are just extension of his arms. He said his are great. He obviously did the river crossing as well. Oh, it's the river, it's like a peat drain, but he did the peat drain crossing. And he said that he couldn't have done it without them. So there are some real practical uses for these as well. So let's go find our cabin so we can get some lunch on, because I don't know about you, I'm starving. It's Boxing Day, it's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm so hungry. So now we are sat on the misty moors. I think it's time that we had a look at both sets of poles. So let's start with the Black Diamond. So these are the Black Diamond. Check out that grip, and that has got a super soft, breathable rubber grip as well, and it goes all the way down there. Unlike mine that's got twisty things to be able to stop it at the right height, these have got proper grippers as well that go all the way down. And then you've got the big feet at the bottom, which are essential if you're going to use them for camping as well. So all the spec on the back here. So Black Diamond Trail Series trekking poles. So 17075 aluminium shafts, lightweight foam grips, flick lock adjustment, premium comfort straps, interchangeable tips, snow baskets included, which are the little jobbies at the bottom. So you get all of your details there, made in China, of course they are, everything's made in China, and a big leaflet of how to use it. So I mean, they're great, they are really, really, really good, and they're probably worth every penny. But for hiking, and just doing the little bits of hiking that I tend to do around the moors and up and down the odd little hill, like Mantor and Kinder Scout, these are mine. So these are Euro Hike Expedition anti-shock poles. And while we're here, I just want to say a big thank you to William, who did actually buy me these as a Christmas present. So thank you very much, William. I love, love, love my Christmas present. So they're a Euro Hike Expedition anti-shock pole. They help to eliminate pressure on the lower spine, hips, knees and legs whilst walking, increases power on steep ascents while reducing strain on thighs and lower legs when descending. An on-off anti-shock system makes the pole suitable for hard and soft ground, and the telescopic construction allows you to adjust the length to suit the user. Dead easy, twisty system. If I can use it, anybody can. So they've got the additional features of aluminum body or aluminium body, on-off anti-shock, telescopic, steel tip, adjustable buckle strap, basket and rubber tip, extended length to 135 centimetres and collapsible length of 63 centimetres. So, and there we go, that is what they were. So these were on sale individually at Go Outdoors today. So it was the Boxing Day sales. These were £5 each, so I got both poles for £10, which is an absolute bargain. Whereas William's poles were £69, but they were reduced from what we believe was 120 or 130. We can't quite remember which one it was, but yes, they were nearly half price, which is really good. Out here on the moors, is there a massive difference? I'd have to say not. I'd say that out here on the moors that there isn't much difference between them at all. I think that, you know, yeah, I think you'd need something like Ben Nevis, or to set a tent up to see what the difference was in the tent. Now, one of the things that I didn't show you on the lower cost ones, my ones, are the wonderful little compass in the top. Just be careful with these. For them to work, it has to be bang on upright, otherwise it can say any old thing. And I've had the both of them together several times, and north is that direction, or it's that direction, or it's that direction. You've really got to have them level to be able to work. But so far, so good, and nothing in it. Cheap versus expensive. I'd say so far cheap wins, purely because it was a tenner as opposed to £70. But that doesn't take away from their ability. Just on the peat moors, there's nothing in it. We are not far off boiling now. With some nice bubbles going on there. We've got the pot noodles open and ready to pour into. And then the gorgeous hot chocolate. Nothing like camping. Well, it's not really camping, is it? It's just eating outdoors. Ooh. But we didn't have enough for two. We've just got enough for one, so we're going to have to share. But look how lovely that looks. We definitely know next time we're going to be doing this that we need to bring more water. Oh, and it can't be possible without squirty cream. Oh, even better. Who doesn't take squirty cream on hikes with them? If you don't, there's something wrong with you. And we've just poured the water into the pot noodles as well, so they're brewing away before we put the soy sauce in. Are you struggling there with those?
Childproof.
Childproof. No marshmallows are childproof. Not even possible. Absolutely gorgeous. Oh yeah, that is what you need when you're on a hike. Delicious. Yummy. We all know the taste of a pot noodle. Looking out over some absolutely beautiful fog. Never changes, no matter how many years it is since you've last had one. As soon as you pick up a chicken and noodle pot noodle, you know exactly what it's going to taste like.
Delicious.
Camp. No, that is everything packed up. We have our poles. William has his over there. Awesome. Right, let's go back to the car. How many miles have we done now, William? 3.42 miles, but we forgot to set our commute going when we set off, so we were actually about a mile in. As usual, we're normally about a mile in before we turn commute on, so we've done about 4 odd miles around the moors, but it's been absolutely lovely. Right, back we go. Another shack, which is typical because we've just been sat outside in the open just on a bench, and there is a gorgeous little shack here. Look at that. How nice would have that been with a nice dry bum? I had to sit on a towel. Oh, and that's another gorgeous lake. Absolutely stunning out here. And I will say this as well, it's easier having the ends of the poles on, those little cuppy things on the end, because if you look over here, I've just been walking through some soft peat, and there's an awful lot of soft peat around here. And
if you have these, you've got the snow bits and stuff.
Yeah, my pole's not sinking now, so it is far superior on the peat having these on the end. And like, I haven't slipped once, and now I don't know whether or not that's because I'm having a super stable day for my 46 years. However, that is highly doubtful. And I have a feeling that the fact I haven't slipped at all today is because these have actually stabilised me. And I cannot believe these Euro Hike poles were only £5 each. So Euro Hike Expedition, £5 each today from Go Outdoors. Now I can't promise that they're going to be that price tomorrow, because of course it is Boxing Day. But I will say this. It has absolutely enhanced my walking experience no end. And these grips here are absolutely lovely. And they're actually quite warm as well. I thought by now, especially looking around at all the mist, I thought that I'd need to put my gloves on because I've got my gloves in my pocket. But I haven't. Not at all. I've had to put my hat on. But these grips are really quite warm. I'm absolutely fine. So yes, we will head home now, back to the car. And I think that this has been a massive, massive, massive success. One thing that William has done that I daren't do is he has used his full weight, so he's sort of pinioned over his poles using his full body weight. I daren't do that. Not only do I not trust the poles just yet, but also I don't trust the strength in my arms because I am full of cold. And knowing me, I will go flat on my backside, which I really, really, really don't want to do. Look how far away he is. Hello, child. All the way down there. Oh, another bit of squishy bit, look. Oh my God, I'm not sinking on the moors. This is an absolute first. Gosh, somebody's had a rather large dog, haven't they, down here? That one looks massive. Right, on we go. It is a bit funky. I just thought that I would conclude on what I actually feel about these poles. So, Williams poles up front, they're clearly more expensive. You can see straight away that they are of a better quality, they're of a better design. They've got the locks sooner than the twists to be able to extend the poles out. And they do just have that whole air of being a superior product. However, there is nothing that those poles have done out here that these poles at £5 each can't do either. Again, we're not mountaineering. We are not scaling up the side of Kinder Scout or Mamtor or even any of the bigger ones, Ben Nevis or Snowdonia. We're not doing that. We're just out walking on the flats of the Hatfield Moors. And I would say that £5 each, £10 for the pair, is absolutely worth every penny. And I wouldn't be wanting to spend £70 if you were just doing this kind of walking on something that £5 is just as good as. And one thing that I can say that is an absolute detriment to Williams' expensive ones is these bits here, the straps. He's got the rubber straps. They've actually started to rub his hand where he's been gripping it. Now he's done an awful lot more than me. I'm just walking. He's here, there and everywhere and flying them at trees and all sorts and crossing some of the peat drains. So he has done a hell of a lot more than what I have. But he's also rubbed a sore on his hand, whereas these have got loads of space. Nothing has been rubbed sore with these at all. They're very light, they're very comfortable, and as a product, now I've got used to walking with them, I would absolutely give them 10 out of 10 for price, for practicality, and for just being an absolutely excellent tool to help keep you upright and to take the stress off your knees a little bit. and help your bingo wings when you're out and about having a little walk around. So absolutely, for me, these ones, the Euro Hike Expedition poles, absolutely win the day, hands down, especially with the price. Fantastic, fantastic tool. Thank you so much for watching. As soon as the weather warms up, we're going to get the tent that goes with the poles to be able to put the tent up, to be able to test that as well. If anyone out there has got a tent that uses poles that would like us to try it out or to test it for them, let us know, comment, and we will absolutely happily do a product test for you and just to see what they are. We upload every Thursday or sooner. Thank you again for watching. Happy Boxing Day, and wishing you all a happy new year from William and myself at Willem X Kid. Bye bye.